Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's Mayor's Update. As always, we have a lot of information to share with you here this week, so please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, relatives, and anyone else who you think might find this information helpful over the course of the coming week. I'd like to start off by thanking Secretary John Santiago, who is our new Secretary of Veterans Services here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. For those of you who may have been following the news previously before Secretary Santiago's appointment, the Secretary of Veterans Services was an undersecretary that fell underneath the Secretary of Health and Human Services. However, following the situation at the Soldiers' Home in Holyoke during the COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Healy has decided to make that its own secretariat as a cabinet-level position, reporting directly to the governor, rather than a secretary then reporting to a higher secretary that then gets to the governor after that. So Secretary Santiago is the first person to hold that role. He was out this week touring the Montechusett Veterans Outreach Center, or MVOC facility, in our downtown. I was unfortunately out of the city that day due to family purposes, but Colin from my office, as well as Rep. Slotnick and Dr. Marchetti, MVOC's executive director, were able to speak with the secretary to discuss different veterans matters in the city of Gardner. It's always good to have a governor's secretary out in the city to see exactly what's going on. We can explain everything we want in every letter and grant application that we write, but if you can actually see what's happening, it's worth every penny that's there. So thank you very much to the secretary, and we're looking forward to the next secretary to come out, similar to what we had with Secretary Santiago and the Secretary of Public Safety and Security that came out earlier last month as well. We have sent invitations to all of the governor's cabinet to see if they are interested in visiting Gardner, and we'll see who takes us up on our offer. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial Day ceremony will be held on Wednesday, March 29th at 10 a.m. on the front steps of Gardner City Hall by the Vietnam Memorial that is posted here outside Gardner's City Hall's front lawn. This is something that we do every year in conjunction with the Vietnam Veterans of America's local chapter of their organization. So thank you very much to Mr. Jim Benton for putting this on again. And again, if you would like to join, this is open to the public. Again, that's Wednesday, March 29th at 10 a.m. in front of Gardner City Hall. With that said, I'd also like to wish a happy 50th anniversary and congratulations to the John Jocelyn chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, which covers the Tri-City area of Gardner, Fitchburg, and Leominster. They'll be celebrating their 50th anniversary, and we'll also be having a ceremony for Vietnam Veterans Memorial Day. However, the fine-tuned details about that ceremony are yet to be released, so please keep an eye out for that, and we'll be sure to let the public know once the Daughters of the American Revolution give that out each year. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Daughters of the American Revolution organization, it is an organization made up of direct descendants that can trace their lines back to someone who fought in the American Revolution. The local chapter does give a scholarship out every year to our Gardner High School students for good citizenship. And if a student is nominated by their teachers as someone who they believe to express the values of good citizenship and will have an impact on their community, after they graduate high school, they qualify for a scholarship through the local DAR chapter. As a proud alum of that scholarship program, I was glad to see that the DAR chapter in the North Central Massachusetts area is still going strong. So thank you very much to everyone who is involved in that and for what you do for the community. There will be a rabies vaccine clinic at the Gardner Animal Shelter that will take place on Sunday, April 2nd. Again, that is located at 899 West Broadway. That'll take place from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. You must pre-register for this, and there is a $12 cash fee to participate in this rabies vaccination clinic. So again, if you are interested in participating in that, please pre-register for that event. With that said, do remember that rabies vaccination is a requirement to register your dog in Gardner, and that deadline is coming up. So if you have not registered your animal yet with the city clerk's office, please remember to do so. If you are over the age of 70, you do not have to pay the registration fee, but you are still required to register your dog. So make sure you get all of that in to the city clerk's office to avoid any fines, fees, penalties, any of that stuff. We want to make sure that this is as easy as possible. So again, rabies clinic, $20. You have to pre-register. That'll take place on Sunday, April 22nd at the Gardner Animal Care Facility at 899 West Broadway, 9 a.m. to noon. The Eagles Club will be having a meat raffle on Sunday, April 2nd at noon. More information on that can be found on the Eagles Club's social media pages and website. But again, just another interesting way to get out and involved in the community. The Lions Club will be hosting their annual Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 8th from 10 a.m. to noon on the front lawn of Gardner City Hall. This is something that the Lions Club has been doing for quite some time. In the event of inclement weather, they go into Perry Auditorium. So if you are interested in participating in an Easter egg hunt, again, the Lions Club will be putting that on Saturday, April 8th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. The Health and Wellness Fair that had to be postponed last week due to the inclement weather has been rescheduled to April 12th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And again, that'll take place in Perry Auditorium here at Gardner City Hall with several different resources from around the community and the area so that people in the city and the community at large can come and see what resources are available here in terms of health and wellness. There'll be some demonstrations and some other opportunities as well. And thank you again to our prevention coordinator, Veronica Patty, and the Gardner Community Action Team for putting that together for the community. The Centennial Committee will be hosting the flashback dance at City Hall on April 22nd from 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. here at Perry Auditorium. This is one of the events associated with the city's centennial celebration. So if you're looking to dance through the decades, if you will, feel free to stop by again April 22nd, 6:30 to 10 p.m. The Montechusett Area Regional Transportation Authority, or MART, as several people know it, the public bus routes that we have here in Gardner, has released a survey where they're interested in getting information from our residents as to how their ridership is going. Should they add any routes to Gardner? Should they change any routes that are around the city? Why are people riding the buses versus why are people not taking the buses that are here? All of this information is stuff that they plan to be using over the next several years to reinvigorate the services that they offer for public transportation here in Gardner. They'll be doing this in several other communities as well. However, they are starting here in Gardner. So I want to thank MART for their continued commitment to our residents. You can find a link to that survey now on the city's website. There'll also be a mailing that goes out to residents here with a QR code that'll help you find the link to that as well. We're really trying to get as much data as we can to see how we can make transportation more accessible to people here in Gardner and also meet the needs of the growing economy that we have here with the several new businesses and developments that are happening in Gardner. So thank you very much again to everyone at MART. It's really, for the next month or so, I am still the chair of their advisory board, and I'm very proud of the work that they've been able to accomplish over the past year. The sponsorships are still available for the flower pots and the banners in the downtown. The banners will go up sometime in mid-April and will remain up for the next 12 months through next April and April of 2024. Those are $200 per sponsorship, and again, those are themed this year for the City Centennial Celebration. And again, you'll get your name on it. Any organization, individual, business, anyone is able to sponsor as many banners as you'd like for the cost of $200 per banner. The flower pots will be coming back out again this year. We have 250 flower pots available for sponsorship. Those are $200 for sponsorship as well. They'll go out the week before Memorial Day and come back the week after Thanksgiving. The name will be included in the flower pot itself, but what your $200 gets is covers the cost of the pot, the cost of 2 plantings, as though we'll be planting summer flowers that last throughout the summertime and are more durable during the hot weather from May through the first week of September. Then the first and second week of September, those will be switched over to mums to allow for something more durable during the colder weathers that we get in the fall. So thank you very much to everyone who sponsored those in the past. And if you are interested in sponsoring one of those flower pots this year or a banner, you can contact Colin Smith in my office or Jessica DeRoy, our City Economic Development Coordinator, for more information. The City Centennial Committee has also released sponsorship opportunities for the several different events that are happening this year in relation to the Centennial Celebration. What these sponsorships go towards is paying for different acts to perform in the parade that we have. I think the most expensive act that we have is coming at a cost of about $20,000, but it's ways to pay for the expenses that come up during the celebration. And you'll see that the Centennial Committee is going to be putting out a mass mailer as well that really shows off the different events that are happening throughout the course of the year. The summer celebration at Mount Wachusett Community College, the fireworks, the parade, the winter ball, the flashback dance, those all come with different expenses, paying the DJs, paying the police details, paying for the acts to perform at different things. There's a lot of expenses there, and that while the city has put funding aside for the Centennial Celebration, it just isn't going to cover it all there. So they have released, again, those sponsorship levels to really make this a success. We wouldn't want to have a parade if we only had 2 or 3 acts in it. So this is something that I really think is going to be beneficial to the city. So if you are able to or are interested in The Centennial Celebration sponsorships, those can be found on the city's website or social media platforms, or you can contact, again, Colin Smith in my office or Jessica DeRoy, our City Economic Development Coordinator, who is my office's liaisons to the Centennial Celebration Committee. The Gardner Museum has opened back up again after its winter recess. The regular lecture series has begun, and there's more information on what those lectures entail and their schedule on the Gardner Museum's social media platforms and website. So thank you very much to their coordinator, Marion Knoll, who also serves on the City Centennial Celebration Committee, for all you do to really show off Gardner's history and the history of our area through the Gardner Museum. A couple of congratulations we'd like to throw out there. Gardner Spirits has opened at their new location on East Broadway, across the street from the old Victorian Mansion and the South Gardner Hotel. So if you're in the area, you can stop by there and wish them well at their new location. This is the location where the former Pewter Owl building was, that was condemned for several years from when I was a kid. So it's great to see the area back up and again with a lively business in that location. JP's Barber Shop has opened at 313 Pleasant Street in the old TLC Veterinary Shop. So congratulations to JP on opening their barber shop over there. And then new as of the day of this filming, Scott's Firehouse Nutrition has opened at the location of the old Knights Nutrition over on Main Street. So congratulations to the husband and wife team over at Scott's Nutrition for opening up over there. It's great to see this many businesses opening Gardner this year. After the 33 we had last year, we're at about 7 in 2023 so far, so I'm really excited for all of the work that's being done. However, that concludes this week's update. If there's any questions on anything that's come up at all, you can always feel free to contact my office at any time. Thank you very much, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week. Have a good day.